gondolas gliding through quiet canals, ancient bridges whispering centuries of history, and sunsets that set the lagoon on fire. But in 2025, with rising crowds, new tourist taxes, and changing travel trends, is Venice still the magical dream we imagine? Today, we're spending a full day in the heart of this legendary city to find out. From hidden gems to must-see landmarks, we're exploring the charm, the challenges, and the real soul of Venice. Venice is not just a destination, it's a living painting, a floating relic from the past, suspended between water and sky, forever whispering stories in the language of bells, shadows, and lapping waves. Every alleyway carries a memory, every bridge arches over centuries of history, and every canal flows with legends that have inspired artists, emperors, and wanderers for generations. Yet one day spent here, even just 24 fleeting hours, still has the power to stir something deep within you. It's not about checking landmarks off a list, it's about letting the city pull you in, slowly, deliberately, with each echoing footstep and shimmering reflection. 10. The Vaporetto Arrival, a grand entrance on water. Your first moments in Venice will feel like stepping into another realm, because there's no other city where the main street is a river, and the buses float like ghosts along ancient routes. Palaces with peeling paint and flower-filled balconies drift by like a dream, and the dome of Santa Maria della Salute rises in the distance like a holy mirage. The air smells of salt and damp stone. Seagulls cry overhead, and the engine's hum becomes the overture to the story you're about to live. For one perfect moment, Venice belongs only to you. 9. Piazza San Marco, the beating heart of the Serenissima. No trip to Venice is complete without standing in awe beneath the grandeur of St. Mark's Basilica, where gold mosaics glitter like captured sunlight and Byzantine domes curl toward the sky like ancient prayers frozen in time. Pigeons still flutter near your feet. Tourists still pose with gelato in hand. And as dusk falls and the orchestras begin to play beneath the porticos, you'll understand why Napoleon once called this the most beautiful drawing room in Europe. It hasn't lost its shine. It's just grown wiser. 8. Wandering the back streets, where the city truly speaks. Once you've seen the postcard icons, take a turn and lose yourself on purpose. Step away from the main bridges and follow wherever the next narrow alley leads, because Venice rewards those who let go of the map. In Castello, clovis lines stretch between houses over silent canals. In Cannaregio, fishermen clean their nets beside churches forgotten by most guidebooks. The deeper you wander, the more the city reveals its fragile, stubborn heartbeat. In a world built for efficiency, Venice still insists that you slow down, get lost, and fall in love without knowing how or why. Here, being lost isn't failure, it's tradition. 7. Gondolas in 2025, a floating love song. Gondolas are more than just Instagram material. They are living remnants of Venetian craftsmanship and tradition. The gondoliers, dressed in stripes and wielding their oars with poetic rhythm, are keepers of a culture that dates back hundreds of years. Yes, the ride is costly. Yes, it's considered touristy. In 2025, gondoliers are embracing eco-conscious practices. The canals are cleaner, and quieter zones allow the ride to feel even more like a whispered lullaby through time. It's not just about what you see. It's about how the silence fills your chest and stays with you long after the water is gone. 6. Rialto Market, the city's living pantry. While the crowds gather on the Rialto Bridge to snap their pictures, just behind it lies a market that has fed Venice for centuries. The air is thick with sea brine and the scent of lemon. In 2025, the market remains a crucial center of local life, but it's also a symbol of change. Many vendors now display signs marking which catches are sustainable, which vegetables are from nearby islands, and how tourism affects their rhythm. Walk through the stalls and feel Venice as a city that eats, trades, laughs, and endures. Watch a grandmother pick the perfect peach. Listen to the fishmonger's sharp call in Venetian dialect. This is the heartbeat of a city still alive. 5. The hidden churches, sacred silence, and painted heaven. Beyond the well-trodden landmarks are sacred spaces where art and quiet still reign. Inside, The intimacy and grace are almost unbearable. In 2025, with fewer crowds and improved conservation, these churches feel more magical than ever. Some of them charge small fees now, but what you get in return isn't just history, it's awe. It's a reminder that in Venice, heaven has always been just a little closer to earth. 4. Aperitivo hour, sunset, spritz, and serenity. As the late afternoon sun bathes the city in gold, Venetians and visitors alike gather along canals and piazzas for aperitivo, a cherished tradition that's never gone out of style. In 2025, local bars are moving away from plastic, embracing organic ingredients, and focusing more on quality over quantity. At a table in Fondamenta della Misericordia or Campo Santa Margherita, you can watch the city slow down with you. The sound of clinking glasses, the low murmur of conversation, the way the buildings glow pink in the final light. This is the soul of Venice in a glass. 3. Venice after midnight, where the magic deepens. When the sun slips behind the lagoon and the day's final boat fades into the mist, Venice becomes something entirely different. The lanterns flicker on, the alleys empty out. The bridges echo with the footsteps of only the curious and the enchanted. In 2025, many of the loud crowds leave by nightfall, and with the quiet comes clarity. Walk the narrow canal toward the moonlit Grand Canal. Sit in silence by a gondola station and listen to the water slap against stone. Watch your reflection pass across old windows and realize the ghosts of Venice are not scary. They're your companions. The city sleeps, but it never truly rests. 2. Art and imagination. The city as a canvas. Venice has always belonged to artists. From Tintoretto and Titian to today's Biennale provocateurs, this is a place where imagination finds its voice in paint, glass, light, and sound. Visit a modern Biennale installation and wonder if you've just seen the future. In 2025, Venice continues to reinvent its role in the art world, balancing reverence for the past with bold visions of tomorrow. Even outside galleries, every window frame, every crumbling arch, every reflection on water is part of the city's eternal artwork. Here, beauty doesn't have to explain itself, it just is. 1. The fragility and power of now. And so we arrive at the most important reason to visit Venice in 2025. Not because it's perfect, but because it's real. Venice is fragile, yes. The tides are rising, the buildings are weary, and the weight of the world has pressed hard against its stones. But it is precisely that vulnerability that makes Venice matter more than ever. Venice teaches us that even when the world changes, some dreams are worth fighting for. One day here reminds you that time is a gift and beauty is a promise. And in that still, sacred moment, when you feel the wind off the water and hear the distant bells calling across the canals, you'll know the answer for yourself. Venice may be evolving, but its beauty? That's timeless. Even in the face of change, this floating city still casts a spell. One cobblestone street, quiet canal, and unforgettable view at a time. If this journey gave you clarity or renewed your love for Venice, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your fellow travelers.